Hey boys, bears, and all you other beasts. So with the release of Cruising, I'm paying homage to the scene that everybody remembers, where that big black guy comes in and smacks Al Pacino across the face. But I'm doing, the white version, the all-white version. So what I want to do actually is I want to cover, well, I had said this a while ago I was going to do this, and I feel like I've done this before, but this is all the gay horror movies that I have personally in my collection. There's a bunch of stuff that is out there that I can't find or whatever. I'm going to start with a couple of TV shows, actually. We have, the In the Flesh series. That was a BBC show. It's one of the best shows, gay shows ever. The zombies are, they've been reinstated into the world, right? And they have to go and get injections so that they don't want to eat people. But the main character is gay. It's a great series. I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons. That's one of my favorites. And of course there's the standbys. Dante's Cove is the TV series, and the Lair is the spin-off. I personally prefer the Lair, mostly because Colton Ford is in it and he's wearing a police uniform. Ooh, daddy. So those are the TV shows. But now let's go into, well, David DeCoteau is always making his homoerotic movies, but that are mostly homoerotic and not horror. But he did do a few movies that really kind of hit the mark to some extent. So with that Brotherhood series, he actually went gay in part 5. And part 6 is, it's not really gay, but it's totally gay. And it's a good slash. It's kind of a good slasher once you get past the guys running around in their underwear for an hour. And it has a final boy. It's one of my favorite DeCoteau films. And he also did, for Here TV, he did gay versions, and they're very gay and they're very sexy, of Edgar Allan Poe. So we got House of Ushers, we got The Pit and the Pendulum, and we have The Raven. So those are the David DeCoteau films I wanted to cover. Now let's just go A to Z of all my gay horror movies. So Alpha Delta Zeta is, it's not a gay horror movie, but it really is, because it's just naked guys for like the whole movie getting slashed. So that's a goodie. It's an American Backwoods New Hampshire. It's a bunch of like rednecks who kidnap young pretty boys and take them to their RV to, their trailer actually, it's not an RV. They take them to their trailer in the woods to screw them. So that's a fun one. That's a kind of campy Apartment Zero. That's a classic from the 80s that has a gay, fatal attraction. Bayou Ghost Story. Oh god, the guys in this are so hot. Bayou Ghost Story is a ghost story. Bite Marks, one of my faves. Mark Bessinger, he directed that. I wish he would direct another one. This is a great vampire movie, so much fun and gay. Bloody Knuckles, not like totally a gay horror movie, but the killer is a gay Leatherman, actually. His hand comes to kill all the... He's kind of getting revenge for this comic book writer. Brides of Sodom is a vampire movie, very sexy, good sex scenes actually. I think there's some porn stars in that one. Chill, A Killing Game, my friend Roger Connors, that's his one of his many movies in which he plays gay. He plays gay in a lot. But I put this in the gay section because he's the the final boy. City in Panic, another one from the 80s that is all about gay men being targeted by a killer. Corbin Nash, I really like this one. This feels like it's supposed to be a series, and what's his name is in it? Corey Feldman. I think it's one of his best roles. He plays a transgender sort of, I think he's supposed to be trans, vampire, and the lead guy who hunts him down is so hot. Creature from the Pink Lagoon. That's a fun, campy one. That's it's modeled after like 1950s and 60s horror. It's black and white. And then if you love your Lovecraft, Cthulhu is that's also for Here TV. That's a gay version. Curse of the Queer Wolf. That's an oldie. That if the wolf is gay and it's campy. That's a fun one though. But Dead Boys Don't Scream. Again, not totally gay, but it's all pretty boys models going up into the woods to shoot, and they all get killed. And they all hang out together naked. Dead Guys is, this is from the, what are they, the Scream Kings, I think they're called. Best Deaths, I think is the name of the series that it is. Where it's mostly just guys being killed. naked guys. Dead Inside. This is one of my favorites. This is a zombie movie that the lead character is gay, and he's such a cutie. And that's why I keep this in the gay section, because the main man is gay. Dolly Dearest is a fun one about a young child who has gender identity issues, and then he goes around dressed like a girl and kills people. Awesome. Erodity. This is the first one. I don't have the second one. I don't know why I don't have the second one. This is an anthology of sexy gay horror. Eulogy for a Vampire. That takes place at like a monastery or something. Or priests. I don't remember what it is. Monks or priests. All gay stuff. Father's Day. Oh, that is our favorite guys from Astron 6. They always put gay stuff in their movies. That's so awesome. But now I heard they're not doing movies anymore. Why? But Father's Day is about a serial killer who sodomizes the men that he catches before he kills them. Fraternity Massacre at Hell Island. I need my glasses, but it doesn't go with that. But this is, again, I think there's a gay. It's been so long since I saw it. There's a gay relationship in there, but a lot of a gay. I think he's kind of closeted, if I remember correctly. But a lot of guys running around shirtless because it's a frat. This is one of my favorites. It's kind of dark and twisted. Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror. It's kind of campy. It kind of reminds me of the 80s campy stuff. Gay Zombie. That's a short, and it's a really good short. About a gay zombie, pretty much. George, a zombie intervention. This one, I put this in the gay section because eventually somebody in the movie is gay and it's a major part of the movie, but it takes a while, but I still have it in the gay section for that reason. Haunting Me, I wish the whole series was, this is an Asian series. It's a comedy ghost thing. There's one installment that has vampires and yeah, I think it's vampires, not werewolves. They're also friggin' hot, but it can't be drag queens that always, every time they go to a new place to live or work, they are terrorized by ghosts. And it's actually, it's very campy, very funny. It does get a little shrill at times, and after you've seen a couple of them, it kind of becomes repetitive, but there's always sexy stuff and everything. Hellbent is classic. Do I even need to talk about it? Slasher. I mentioned this one recently. I had a bloody good time at House. Harker has this is so much fun. I wish this would get more attention. It has a gay lead character. He's very cute in a nice chunky way. In the Blood is I don't remember what that one is. I've seen that one a while ago. But In the Blood is, I think it's a kind of a ghost one. I don't totally remember on that one. Into the Lion's Den is basically a torture porn where a redneck couple they kidnap these guys from the city, and the man, he's a man, has his way with him. It was classic. I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Teenage Werebear is a part of the anthology Chillerama, but it's also available in an extended version on its own. So that's always fun. It's very campy. It's a musical, so that's a goodie. Jack Be Nimble. This is Alexis Arquette. Oh, Alexis never got enough credit. I always say it. He could play him. She could play her. Femme, butch, she was just amazing. She really could do it all. But this has a gay, queer twist to it. Jack Be Nimble. Killer Condom is a classic. It's about a burly, chubby detective who is he's investigating a killer condom with teeth, and he has a gay relationship. That's a goodie. That's a classic, actually. Kissing Darkness is a vampire one of those sexy vampire ones. Knife and Heart that's the recent one that everybody's talking about. It's kind of like an Argento type movie that takes place in like 1979. Along the lines of, it has that feel of cruising in a way. That's a goodie everybody's talking about. L.A. Zombie. This is the X-rated cut. L.A.'s, that's so sick. What's his name? Francois Sagat is a porn star. He plays the main zombie, and he goes around and like basically screws hot guys' corpses and stuff. That's weird. But it's sexy because it's porn. It's really porn. But it's super gory, and his makeup is awesome. The Newly Deads is a classic from the 80s with a drag queen bride killing people at a hotel. Awesome. I think she might be transgender, not just drag. Or today she would be considered. October Moon and November Sun is another Fatal Attraction. It's a series, not a franchise so much, but a movie and its sequel. Otto is another one from the guy who did, Bruce LaBruce, who did L.A. Zombie. So it's another kind of sick, twisted one. I don't have the case for this because it was sent to me by my good friend Chris Moore. He did this movie called Perversion. He does a lot of indie stuff, and this was one of his first ones, but it's really got a really good tone and atmosphere. He knows what he's doing. I can't wait till he makes more and more films, because he has a couple out now that I have to check out. We got Pitchfork is now a staple. That's a slasher with a gay lead character. Pornography, a thriller. That's a goodie. That has, you know, they're making a porn, so there's good sex stuff in that one. Remington and the Curse of the Zombadings is another Asian film that has drag queens and all that good stuff. That's a rather sexy one. This is Rock and Roll Frankenstein. That is that's a kind of a comedy, horror, musical. I think it might be musical. They're making a Frankenstein, and the guys who are sent to go get the body parts, they get the penis of Liberace, so Frankenstein turns out to be gay. So that's campy. It might be a little offensive to people at this point because it's dated, so it has some humor that's a little derogatory, I guess. And the homo horror continues. When it's so big, you can't fit it all in at once, you know. I have so many gay horror movies, I had to clear the table to make room for more. So here we have, this is what remains. So we'll go through the rest. We got Sister Mary. Oh, this could have been a really good, like, campy slasher, but it tends to focus more on the campy and the comedy than the slasher part. It had a lot of potential. It just should have been a little bit more horror. Skullenbones. This one, I think, what is this, the one where the guys torture? They torture, I think that's the one where the guys torture straight guys. It's pretty explicit at times. Socket is another sexy one. This has to do with a sexuality and electric pulses and good stuff like that. That's a excellent one. Stripperland, another one that's not really a gay movie, but you have to watch it through to see why I put it in my gay horror section, because there is a gay character in it, eventually. The Summer Massacre. This is an anthology. It only has one gay story, but it's a good backwoods horror story, and so I leave it in my gay horror section because it's also directed by a gay guy, so, and there's lots of sexy guys in it. A Taste of Phobia, also another anthology that has some gay stuff in it. Testosterone is that's more like a thriller. That's with Antonio Sabato Jr. He's a different type of person now, but he did this years ago, this gay thriller. Three Scream Queens is, who's got Michelle Bauer, Linnea Quigley, and Brinks Stevens. That alone makes it gay, right? And of course, that's another DeCoteau film, and it's all very campy and stuff. Trouble with Barry. That's a fun, slashery, campy, well, there's a lot of campy slasher horrors. Unhappy Birthday. That's another, it has like that backwoods, crazy family, religious stuff going on. Then we have the Vampire series, Vampire Boys. This is kind of like the Lair, but movies. Vampire Boys 2, Vampires, Rider in Darkness, and then Vampires Lucas Rising. There's a whole series of them. So if you like the Lair, you probably like those. Vapid Shallow Models Must Die. This is this is mostly erotic stuff. The guys model mostly practically naked, and then they get killed. Oh, here's another Voodoo. The only reason I have Voodoo Academy in there, that's another David DeCoteau, is because there's actually it's admitted that a guy is gay in this one, so it's always a good thing for DeCoteau to do that every once in a while. When Darkness Falls is about two guys who go on their first little excursion together to a cabin in the woods. Wild Zero, this has a good twist. It has like a trans type of a transgender queer thing going on in it. That's an Asian film. That's good. That's like fun, campy, crazy action. You Belong to Me. That's another good crazy obsession type film. So I like that one. You're Killing Me. You're Killing Me. This is a fun one. This is more recent, and what's her name? Mindy Cohn from Facts of Life shows up in this one. Awesome. And then Zombies of Mass Destruction. Again, it wasn't a mainstream gay film. I mean, it was a mainstream film, and it's not a gay film, but it has gay lead couple and it fighting zombies, so it goes in my gay section. So that's it. That's like all the gay horror movies that I have. There's tons more on my site. If you go to the little menu across the top, you'll see Homo horror movies is one menu, and then Die Gay Guy Die is another menu that has movies that don't, the gay guys aren't leads in the movies, but there's gay guys in it, whether they die or not. Then we have got scary sex. There's one that's gay porns that are horror. Then there's another section for From Men to Monsters, which is gay porn actors who went into horror movies. So it's all, it's all up on my site. That's about it. So I'm going to do my cruising thing and slap you across the face and just walk out nonchalantly.